So this is about the other Jesus in the Bible. So there's so many details that are in the Bible, but one of the interesting ones is the existence of another person who's also named Jesus. So this is Acts 13 verse 6. So let's just highlight that and go forward. So when they had gone through the isle into Paphos, so this is in Cyprus, they found a certain sorcerer, a false prophet, a Jew whose name was Bar Jesus. So from the onset, it seems like he was a lot of things. He was a sorcerer, he was a false prophet, he was a Jew, which means he was black, and he was also Jesus. So here, Bar Jesus means son of Jesus. So he was calling himself the son of Jesus. So when they saw him, he was he was talking to the deputy of the country, Sergius Paulus, who is recorded to be a prudent man who called for Barnabas and Saul and desired to hear the word of God. So he was hearing a false teaching, but he was prudent and he saw Barnabas and Paul and he asked them. But Elymas, the sorcerer, for this is his name by interpretation, withstood them, seeking to turn away the deputy from the faith. The first thing that we're confronted with here is the fact that he has two names. So the first name and the second name, or, well, three names. He has so many names. First, he's called a prophet. He's also called a sorcerer. He's also called a Jew. He's also called Jesus. But his name is also interpreted to be Elymas. All right, so let's understand Elymas more here. So first, he's called Bar Jesus. Okay, so let me just make this a bit smaller. So this bar, and we've already gone over the Bantu key of knowledge where the A and the E is the same. All right, so here this B and the P is the same. So basically, what is happening? He is saying that he is at par with Jesus. All right, but this is also translated as son of Jesus. So this bar is also the son. So he is saying he's at par with Jesus, but he's also saying he's the son of Jesus. All right, and his other name is revealed to be Elymas. All right, so let's break this down. So the first part of it is Eli. So Eli actually means high. All right, this means high. And so he has a heightened sense of things that are happening. So he's a person who many believed was schooled in the Median priesthood, the Medianites, and that's how he was able to learn magic. So when we go into the social media or media and Babylon, the Medianites were always important. So Ali also breaks down to L, right? With a Y, okay? So L is a word that is used for electricity, electrify, elect. This means light. It's also used for angel or gods. So L plus Y. Y is a word that is used to describe an inclination. This is an incline, just like a hill. Like these are hills and these are birds, you know? So this inclination, this is what is called Y. So a Y is an inclination towards something. So you can use a Y in terms of saying a characteristic of something, which means something that tends to incline towards a certain direction. So he was inclining towards being a light, or he was literally a lie. Okay, but he was using this word or this name in order to make himself appear to be like light, or to have an inclination like light. when in fact he had no such power. That's how he was called a false prophet who was pretending to be the son of Jesus or to be like Jesus or to have the light of Jesus. So since he was a sorcerer, he's using sun and sun so that he can have the L, okay, that he's lying within his mass. So a mass is where people go to pray. So his name is a lie mass. So now we want to go over this mass. And this word basically means a mask. So he was wearing a mask of Jesus. That's why he was unmasked as a sorcerer, as a Jew, as a false prophet, and as Jesus. Those are all his masks, right? But then they were unmasked. So he's having this mask, but this also is a mask, which we call a masquerade. So here, the word masquerade, I'm just going to pick out a few definitions. Second one here. So wearing a mask or dressing up in a costume, okay? And here, an act of living, the third definition, an act of living under false pretenses. All right, so this is exactly what the name means, and this is what he was doing. So to take part in a masquerade, costumes. So this is the meaning or the interpretation of Elymas. All right. So this is the mass in his lie. So to pass off as a different person or a person with qualities that one does not possess. Also to make a pretentious show of being what one is not. So this is exactly what Elymas was doing. He was wearing a mask and he was masquerading as Jesus. All right. So there are people called Elymians, and they are found in Greece, which is near Cyprus, where they were when they met this false prophet, the other Jesus in the Bible. But they make the point, or Luke makes the point of distinguishing Elymas as a Jew. So we do realize that there were black Jews in Sicily. So they might have been the Elymians, but who knows, because the Elymian language is not being codified. So here for the final definition of Elymas, this word, Elymas, we've already seen that the L is the light, and then this Y is an inclination, and then this mass is a mask. All right. So some people actually, this Elumas, translate this word as Elumas, which we get the word Elum. Okay. So he was a magician. He was using magic, and they believe that he was also a medium. And with this word, this is where we get Elum. So he is actually a false prophet who is pretending to have the power of the SON, but his name is about the SUN. And he was a person who believed he had the powers of God and masquerading as God and was convincing people, some of them, of power. So he was not a dumb person, obviously. His name is translated to meaning wise and sagacious. So he was able to influence people of power. And this is what the illumined people do. So what actually makes it even more deeper is the fact that the people who claim to be illuminated believe that they are the actual seed of Jesus. So they say that's how they got their illumination in their bloodlines. So this all starts with this massive lie about L. So this Elymas, bar Jesus, was putting himself at the same level, at par with Jesus. He was also saying he's the son of Jesus, and people who followed his false teachings while he was masquerading, probably looking like Jesus. People who were following all of these lies believed that they were following the truth. And the people who were following these lies are the ones who ended up using their knowledge and their wisdom to corrupt the word, to appear to be at par with Jesus, or to appear to be the son or from Jesus, while they are claiming to be Eli, or high, or elite, or illuminated. So Eli means high. So they're claiming to be elite. They're claiming to be illuminated. They're claiming to be the light. They're claiming to be the sun. So this person, although he's very unrecognized, he's very important because he was wise and he had access and he still lived on. So we don't know what happened after he got his sight back, because Paul made him go blind by the power of God. And we don't know if he got the true enlightenment afterwards. But we don't hear about him after that. We don't know about him before that. But all we know is what was happening in that moment, and how that moment later on reflects into our society and into how everything works with what those people who claim to be the true light or the true sons of God, what they claim to be. So it starts with this Jew, this black person, who was pretending and masquerading to be Jesus Christ himself. So this is the story of Elimus, the other Jesus in the Bible. Also get the book Hustle and Motivate, which brings all of these things together, because it's the one place where everything is just revealed in an interactive way, so that you can play and read at the same time. It should take you under an hour to finish it, and you can get the book for $1 or more, whatever you want. So you have no excuse to not get it, and you have no excuse to not know yourself anymore, because you can get that information right now in the link below.